All right, I'm glad that whole budgeting thing is over because today's a new day. We got to add to this budget delete kit where we lose money. But I think we actually used about $50 worth of steel. I'm gonna put 50. That's better, 50 bucks. Okay, so anyway, today we are gonna be getting the Tahoe discombobulated. We're getting the motor and transmission out of it. We're getting the frame in here. Hillbilly's getting it out. Oh, Sit Billy stood up. Did you like that? Good job. Dude, you are turning the new leaf. Anyway, so we got Hillbilly. He's gonna be taking the motor and transmission out of the Tahoe, figuring everything out. And Sean's gonna be doing Sean's stuff in the other shop on the body. Let's go take a look. Oh, we can bring the frame in, bringing it backwards, because we're gonna set the motor and transmission, and we're gonna build mounts.
I remember you have a set of mounts for it. Out in derby car stuff.
Didn't we use them on the... I thought we used them on the Pacer. Anyway, doesn't matter.
No, those mounts came with that.
It doesn't matter. I can build them. We have barns, ends, we have all sorts of stuff. We'll build mounts. We'll do all the things we got to do. But we got to do them in order to do them. So, Hillbilly's going to work on the frame, the Tahoe. Sean's going to work on the body. Let's go look at what Sean's doing. All right, so last time you guys saw, Sean did this whole wheel lip. This is completely, like, filled in and smooth on the backside. So we rolled it right here. That way, when we tuck a tire, there's no sharp edges that'll catch, that'll do what the Bronx Star did and slice my tires.
Hey, Bronx Star didn't slice the tire on the body.
The Rock did.
The Rock did.
That's right. It was the Rock's fault. So anyway, in case you're curious, like what we did, here's the wheel lip that Sean's gonna install today. So this got built and then the filler panel was added and smoothed and flattened. Now this, look at that. Look at how many contours and angles.
Stuff we can't do.
Oh no, we can do it because we're a team. And as a team, we build. Yeah, fine, yeah. We, not I. So, but because Sean did what I always do, and you learn on the first one, he added these the second time because they were miserable.
Were they?
So, see that? A little bit of finessing, fine tuning. That'll go right up in there. He'll be able to lock that in with some weld it on the inside, and he'll have the driver's side wheel lip all completed. Anyway.
So about an hour and you'll be done to this one?
Yeah, if John has anything to do with it, he will.
Yeah.
Sit Billy just sad. All right, so what we're doing now is we're getting the van frame backed in because the goal is for Hillbilly to pull the motor and the transmission out of the Tahoe, and then we're gonna set it in here. It's a good goal. Just like that, we got this pulled in, ready. We got it all set up, ready to go. So Hillbilly's gonna go park the telehandler, continue on. Oh yeah, I forgot. We gotta get Fred out of here because Hillbilly wants to pull the Tahoe in here to do the motor and transmission. I totally don't blame him. It's pretty hot out there today. So I'm gonna help him get Fred out of the way, get it over in the spot to where we can pull that Tahoe in, and he can start doing that. And then I will record and show you guys what the process of everything.
Okay, as you can see, we got the King Fred pulled out, the bed moved. So now I'm gonna get the Tahoe, I'm gonna loop it in, and back it up. So, I'm gonna have Colton guide me because it has no mirrors.
So here's the thing about Hillbilly. He loves challenges. So we put him up to the challenge to see how fast he can get this motor and tranny pulled out. I'm gonna help him if he needs any help, obviously, because I don't like to see him struggle with anything if I can help anywhere. But I will be filming it as we go, showing you guys. But he's feeling challenged right now, so he's got that Hillbilly challenge mode in gear, and he's ready to do this. Keep coming, keep coming. Oh, hold on, we got emergency here. Come on, little guy. You gotta hop off. Hey, you gotta hop off. Hop off, there you go. Now run out of the way. Come on. Come on. Okay, don't run that over. Okay, now straighten her out.
Time to shut the garage door so we can get it cooled down from mini splits so we're not wasting cool air and energy. And start tearing this bad Larry apart. So first things first, I want to get the front clip off, or fenders off, leaving the radiator core support in for now, and then undo the body, drain the coolant, unhook the heater hoses, drain the AC, unhook the AC lines, and then I'll pick the body off. And all this stuff that I'm pulling off, we're not saving any of it. So it's all gonna go in the back of the Tahoe. Mike is not answering right now at the dealership to find out if this motor has the 2 cylinders or however many cylinders it is that shuts off to get better fuel mileage or not. So I'm just gonna take a picture of this VIN and keep tearing it apart and try to call him a little bit later.
Ooh.
One bumper removed. Now keep working on these fenders.
All right, let's go give you an update on Sean, see what he's doing.
You already got that packed in there.
Oh, there he is. Snuck up on me.
Snuck up on me.
Okay, the time has come to remove this hood. The light was nice, but when I was in here trying to reach, that's right here, shining in my eyes, so if I turned it to where it wasn't in my eyes, I couldn't see where I needed to be. So I'm getting rid of this hood so I have light everywhere. I got fuse box removed. Now I'm just making sure that all these plugs that are connected to the vehicle is removed, or to the motor is removed, so that way it doesn't go with the motor. Or yeah, I don't know what I'm trying to say.
All right, I'm gonna pull the body bolts out.
So now this fender should come off. Whoa, like that.
All right, I got the body bolts out. There's actually 6 of them. One in the back, of the back door, middle, and up front. I got 5 of them out because of this one, where it was hit, it's tweaked the bolt on an angle. So I'm gonna have to cut this floorboard out because it doesn't want to be unbolted because of the wreck. So we're gonna just cut the corner out, then that way Hillbilly can get to the fender and I'll undo that body bolt. Okay, so I just used my handy dandy sawzall to cut the front floorboard, and I think I'm gonna be able to get to that body bolt now. So I got it undone. I'll pull this one, the body bolts will be done. Yeah, I'll get it for you.
Yeah. You got one side.
Ha!
Now you're bending it back into itself.
Ha!
There's the other bolt. Now kick that backwards.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah. Gotta do the yeah.
Yeah. Here's another fender off. Now before I can complete unhooking everything from the cab, I have to drain the AC system. Hey, if we keep the AC system, Robbie can put AC in the overland van.
Yeah. All right, I gotta come clean. After the 6 body bolts I undid, I got thinking, I was like, there has to be 2 in the rear. Because it's not like a truck cab where the bed will stay and you pull the cab off. And yep, I looked under the rear, the back, and there's 2 more. So I pulled 2 more, so now they should all be done.
Now I'm gonna go underneath, get the shifter unhooked from the transmission, and make sure there's nothing underneath that needs to be unhooked from the frame, or the transmission, or the motor, to go into the body.
26 millimeters.
Okay, now it's time. Crawl underneath, grab the shifter on the transmission, shift it into anything but park, push outside, pick it up.
I'm telling you guys, he likes these challenges. He's kicking butt today. We're gonna have this body off in no time.
Time to roll outside. Okay, got the tail handler in place, got the straps in place. I'm gonna slowly raise it up a little bit and then I'll jump out, walk around, look underneath, make sure there's nothing gonna hold us up. Something's holding us up somewhere. There's a couple things. rear bumper brackets, and fuel filler neck.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, minus that, everything else unhooked. Or as Robbie would say, discombobulated. I see exactly where it's holding us up.
But
There's body mount bolts.
I got 2 more. Oh, man, what a day. There is 10 body bolts. I thought there was only going to be the 2 in the back, but
There's 10 that we've noticed so far.
there's 4 in the back, 6 in the middle. Well, sorry, guys.
Okay, let's try that again. Now it should go up with these. Okay, that right there I'll say is a win. So we'll get it moved back inside and start getting the motor pulled. So, okay, now we can access the motor a lot easier, a lot quicker, and a lot better. But that's for a later time. And that later time is after lunch because it is lunchtime. Just like that, we're back from lunch. And the first thing I'm going to do is cut. No, I'm not cutting the exhaust. I'm cutting the driveline. I'm going to cut the driveline and run some banding wire from this up to here somewhere so that way it holds the tail shaft in so we don't have a big mess of ATF all over the ground. I'm going to do it to the front and the rear because we're not using these drive lines and I don't feel like cleaning up ATF everywhere. Now, we'll wire that one in. And now I'm doing the exhaust. I don't know if we'll need any of this piping, so I'm not going to cut it. I'm just going to unbolt it. So if we need it, we have it. So there's only one that I need a wrench for, so I'll grab the wrench and get that one off. Then the exhaust will go poof and fall down off that. Just to get everything done from underneath, we're hurrying and unbolt this. So this transmission, 2 bolts back here, 15 millimeters. And now Colton should probably be able to bench press this now off of the mount. Make sure it's undone. Do you think you can bench press it?
It's a little too late in the day by now. We would have done it first thing.
Yep, it's loose. Okay, I'm hoping that a lot of this wiring stays with the course port like it did on King Fred, so that way I don't have to unroute it and all that baloney. Okay, so I'm gonna move the radiator course port right there, behind the Tahoe.
Oh. I feel like you're winning, Hillbilly.
It can live right there until we need it. I always win.
We put you up to this challenge. You like challenges,
I always win.
and you're killing it. Look, that's all that's left.
Yeah, I always win. Sometimes it may take longer than others, but in the end, I don't give up and I always win.
You know, that's good way. Good job. All right, we're getting that much closer. I went ahead and undid the fuel lines, the feed and the return. Hillbilly's working on power steering. I'm assuming he's gonna loop them around just to keep it from spewing everywhere.
Nope, I'm unhooking it right off the power steering box and let it drip into the catch pan down there.
Finish this, he'll unbolt the 3 bolts on the motor mount there. And this bad boy should be coming right out.
Now, we'll get the cherry picker and get this motor picked up and put in place over there on the van frame.
Here she comes. You got it.
Now, over there it needs to be.
All right, well, Robbie's gone. Thought I'd help him out. I marked where the radiator's gonna be in the front of the engine, back of the engine, the trans mount, the end of the transfer case. So that way when he gets back, he can get it mounted in there. We know where it's gotta line up with the body. Also been working on the logo panel for the side of the box van. Kind of going for an old gas station-ish looking thing, and it'll get mounted right up there. Clean it out. So I'll get it mounted, and then I'll show you guys. All right, I got it all drawn out. I'm gonna bead roll it on the bead roller. I'll try to set up a tripod so you guys can watch. But there it is on the truck. It should look pretty neat once it's done. All right, now I got a mask out mark out for the next bead. Tape's always easy. Okay, I changed out these dies, put the bead in it. I'm gonna do that from the back side, so I had to remark it. Now I gotta do is clean it up.
All right, check it out. We've got a roller with massive amounts of parts for our bread van. We got a drivetrain system. Now this drivetrain needs to be put in that frame. We're gonna get this frame the heck out of here. The body, we're not throwing them away yet though, because they have so many good parts that we're gonna salvage that won't go against our Onyx budget. That's what Hillbilly's gonna do. He's gonna get that out.
Makes it so much nicer when it has wheels and rolls.
And it rolls straight.
For being a roll, yeah. Look at that body mount too.
Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's real nice. Good body.
I already moved it.
Look at you go. One thing I know for a fact we're gonna need is the exhaust. So do you want me to just cut it off? Or just cut it off here, cut it off there, and put them with it? All right, there, so you have to. Well, I thought about that, but yeah.
I was gonna crash in the door.
No hitting Fred.
Where's the e-brake lock?
Hold on, let me get it. I got the e-brake. All right, Hillbilly is gonna cut that off, and he's gonna go hide this frame back in the storage lot, and that's that.
That time, you gotta lift this up and go put it in the frame of the Onyx build.
All right, so here is the engine, transmission, and transfer case that is going in the bread van. We went ahead and marked out transmission mount goes here, back of engine goes here. Get a grinder. Okay. Grind it.
Okay.
Cut it out.
Okay.
Anyway, so Hillbilly's getting us a grinder.
What is that?
Grinder.
No, that
I don't know. I'm from Boston. I went to Boston for the weekend. I came back to Boston. What is it? A Boston night? I don't know. Anyway, who knows? So, front of engine goes here. Back of radiator stacks. We're going to put all the cooling in this area. It's all measured out. It's all foolproof. So, we're going to center it there. Build some mounts. We'll build a cross member. That is the goal today. Oh, no, we're like right where it needs to be. Holy guacamole, Stu. All right, so we are back from lunch, and we are going to build something so the motor can slide right where we need it to be. And then we're going to raise it on the lift, start building mounts. We got to put the transmission cross member and the motor mounts. But doing it right here is not going to be fun. So Hillbilly's grabbing the welder. We're going to cut this down. This is going to go underneath our transmission. That's going to allow for it to go side to side, but be out of our way so we can build a cross member. We're going to have to put in another cross member up front too that'll hold the front. We'll do that because we're doing a flat bottom aluminum panel. That'll be later. We're just going to work on the transmission cross member. That's going to be, that's going to be our links to the front, our mount, bang, bang, bang. We'll do a rear. Sorry, I'm thinking. Check out what came in the mail. The all-new, brand-new M12 pump, 550 foot-pounds of nut-breaking torque, half-inch drive and 3/8 drive, guns from Milwaukee. This little M12 sucker, half-inch drive, 550 foot-pounds of torque. We got impact sockets, half-inch, and 3/8. These are going to be so disruptive in the industry. Oh,
Yeah, cute.
how cute it is. It's so short and stubby. Look. Zin zin. Oh, it's a kit. This one comes with batteries.
Oh my gosh, it's so quiet.
Oh, that'll take you. That'll whip your face off. And here's the 3/8. So this is the one that Hillbilly took up on the mountains. 3/8 drive. And this is the one we needed. Half-inch drive. See the difference?
No, they're the same.
What's so awesome is in the first of that video, I was like, yeah, we're going to be super prepared today because Hillbilly's loading the tools. And then bam.
I just read how to change the modes. You put it in neutral, and then you tap the trigger. 1, 2,
Duh.
That's like,
Obviously, everybody knows that, Colton.
Did
That's
they?
nothing new.
I mean, it's on top. It tells you how to do it, but it kind of confused me for a minute. Yeah, let's put it in 3.
All right, your turn. Up. What we're doing now is we're putting an inch block in here. Oh, time out. Here come down. Yep. Keep going. Keep going. There. I think we're good. In the hood there. So what we're doing is we've got front of the motor is going to go to there. So we've got about an inch. We can slide this whole entire assembly forward, but not until we get our front slider on, which is going to allow us to go move the whole assembly side to side. This is going to get real sketch real quick. Now, I think we're going to jack it up a little bit and put a little spacer in there. We don't get a piece of 1/4 inch. We want to have a little bit of angle, or do we? That might be good. Set it down.
All the way down?
Just slowly.
Okay, coming easy.
Going. We're good. Whoa! Now we're there. All right. The engine is installed. I can't even believe it either. Woo! All right. So now we have our 2011 Chevrolet Tahoe that we need to build the mount for. So we'll put that at 2 inches. But we're 30 inches, so we got to be at 17 as a center. You just got to go that way, just a hair. And Colton, gently pull. So that's just a little. That's very gently.
How's your run?
Okay, hold on. It's gonna bring the big dog in. This is the cutest little guy on the planet. Okay, push, Hillbilly.
Oh,
kidding, don't.
got it.
Colton, push pressure. You have a pry bar, push pressure this way. How many monkeys does it take? That is dead centered. Now we gotta clear the back. I think it's pretty well right where we need to be. That center, going right down there, right down the line. I just wanted it eye level for now so I can figure out my front mount. We got a brand new 550 foot-pounds of braking torque tool back there. She's an M12 and she's a powerhouse. So I got to build some plates that come off the back, and we're going to use our Barnes 4-wheel drive mounts on the motor side. And then we're going to build mounts that come off of the frame, come out to it, and then we're going to do a cross member out of tube underneath. We're going to use a 2x6. Actually, let me just raise this up. We are going to build a 2x6 cross member that comes probably right here. It's got to be down lower.
Or 2x4.
I think we want 2x6.
2x4 would give you more room for drive line.
Yeah, but I think we're a little bit more concerned about mounting 4-link to the cross member. Or we can notch it for driveline if we have to, but as long as we're out of the way of this, I think we'll be okay. But we could also, we don't want to put it directly under it. We definitely want to come back here and lower. Probably have it mount here. Somehow mount under. No, we don't want to mount underneath. We want to mount here. So we're going to have to drill. How are we going to do this? Actually, I know how we're going to do this. We're going to weld.
Drill 2 big holes with the plate, with the nuts welded to the plate, and weld the plate back on there.
No, I think we're going to have to tube it, sleeve it. I think we'll have to sleeve it, possibly weld another plate, because this is going to be, it's got to be like strong, because it's made. Yeah, it's going to hold our suspension and everything. Or we just make it not unboltable.
It'd be easy. If we ever had to drop the transmission anyways, it'd be easier to take it out the top than it would be the bottom.
There we go, have a floor there. Well, we'll figure it out here in a minute. That tube is bent. I'll bet that's going to cause some real big issues. Look at that. Yeah, the sill. I'll bet you this got hit. Like wrecked.
Or jump.
That's never going to seal. I also noticed this wheel is laying in. Maybe we'll talk to Ian and see what he would suggest.
Or Sean should suggest something.
We could cut all this loose, heat this, and bend it. So we need to build a transmission cross member right here, but we want to keep everything above the frame rails, correct?
Yeah.
What's your idea? What's your thoughts on the cross member?
Well, you gotta have exhaust come through, right?
Yeah, well, the exhaust can come up here.
Right. You know,
So 2x4 can go right here,
right.
which would be no big deal.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking the 2x6 is gonna be right here somewhere, flat bottom.
Yeah.
That'll give us room for the drive shaft to miss, and then we can just build some mounts to it.
Yep.
But what I'm curious about is how are we gonna attach it to this, to where it's unboltable, but to where it has enough mounting strength that it can control the front arms. Because I think 2 bolts isn't gonna be enough.
No, I think you need to angle like this.
What do you mean?
It's got to go all the way to the top and angle down. You gotta.
Okay, so then do a flat one all the way across and then do an angle also?
Yep.
And then just make it all unboltable?
If you want, yeah.
Or weld this one and make it to where it'll bolt to this one.
Yeah, then we can bolt through it.
Through it.
Okay, but then that'd be a pain because it'd have to be 2x4 from here. So we can put mounts because this is 2x6. Let's mimic it. 2 bolts. We'll build a big old hefty mount. Okay, let's go check. 43 is right there. So we got a factory cross member mount, but we're taking it out. We're going to use a barn swivel drive and we're going to build it custom. We went and copied our GenRight cross member and we're going to put it in just like the GenRight one. So anyway, I'm going to have Hillbilly finish grinding this all up. I'm going to go to the plasma and make some mounts. I want you to cut a 4.5 inch chunk, 4.5, and then get whatever this length is here. And then we're gonna have to cut them 45. I'll do all the cutting to fit them, and we'll make it to where that fits here. And then we'll flat bottom it, and then we'll build sides. We'll bolt it.
So this chunk. So the part we're going here, that's what you're doing right now, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
So the chunk you're talking about is the leg going down to the transmission.
Yep. So a 4.5 inch, a 4.5, and then whatever this is in between is what I need you to cut. And then I'll cut them 45. I'll measure it all out. I'll cut them. We'll make it perfect. We'll put it up in here, and we'll build sides around it to where we can sleeve it, bolt it, pin it, do-dilly it, and do-dah. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. All right. All right, kitty.
So I got the frame all cleaned up where we're going to be welding the transmission mount holder. So now I'm cutting pieces to make transmission mount.
I'm going to build a transmission cross member that's 8.5 inches long at 0 degrees. Boom. But I need to make it wider than this. I'm going to make it, this is the factory one, I'm going to make it this wide so we can weld it on. And that is going to be 3 inches. This shouldn't be too bad. What I'll do, I'll get this all cut out, and I'm going to cut the motor plates for the LF, and I'm going to make them a little bit bigger so that we can put a mount on it. And then we'll have those plates, we'll have the transmission crossmember plate, then we'll build blah, blah, blah.
Okay, got a transmission mount. The start of one cut. So now, once Robbie's done doing programming this plasma cutter, he's going to mark the angles he needs and cut them because I can't cut straight to save my life.
It takes me a little bit to get all figured out. We'll have us some motor mount plates and a transmission mount here in a jiffy. So I'm cutting 1 transmission crossmember mount plate and 2 motor plates.
Getting the transmission mount built or trimmed up so it fits up in here so we can weld the mount part on it, which is this. Right there.
Do it again.
We'll have to do back and front.
That's fine.
Will that be enough right here
It's fine.
to
It's fine. Yeah, just do a notch.
weld them out?
It'll be fine. Then the mounts go here and here. So Hillbilly just found himself a little issue. Here, I'll show you how to do it. Where's the mount? Give me the mount. All right, I'm just getting this all squared up and clamped to the table. All right, what we want to do now is just fit it up in there, make sure it's gonna fit between the frame rails. We'll weld it all up, get it all smoothed out, and then finish mounting. All right, we got it built. But one thing we didn't take into account is that the frame rails are not square. And I squared this, so there's a little bit of a gap up at the top, but that's no big deal because we're gonna plate this in to where this goes up in and locks into this, and it's gonna get 3 bolts, 2 here and 1 here. So yeah, it's gonna be super dapper. But I need to weld this out and grind it. That's my next move.
So I'm just notching all the ears, V-notching it like that, so you can get a nice good burn right along this edge here onto the plate to make it stronger.
I've got the cross member where I want it. Now I'm gonna box it in here where we can put a bolt, and a bolt. We're gonna put 3 bolts. So I'm gonna make it out of cardboard. We'll go and transfer it to the plasma, come in here and weld it up.
All right, I just wanted to walk outside and kind of show you exactly what he's talking about. But right here, cross member goes in, and then those are the bolts. And then he'll weld that to the frame, and then we'll be able to slide that in and bolt it up.
All right, I'm gonna figure out what I need. So I'm gonna go 2 1/4. Nope, 2 3. So I'm just gonna get this all measured out, figure out what my bolt holes are. I'll cut 4 of these brackets out. We'll get them up here. We'll tack them. We'll put our bolt holes, drill the holes, put it back in, bolt it. You know, it'll all make sense.
So I'm just putting a mark where I want the back part of the mount to be on for the motor mounts. Okay, so I'll find center of this plate, center of the bracket, put a mark, and then I'll know exactly where I need to put these. Boom, just like that.
And this is all you need to know.
Oh.
Does that make total sense?
Oh yeah, I can see it.
Yeah. 4 of those, 2 of those, 1 of those, 2 of those. As simple as that.
Oh, looks
It's no biggie.
Okay, so I'm not gonna fully weld them, I'm just gonna tack them, so that way we can put them back on and finish building the rest of the mount, and then once we get the rest of the mount built, then we'll pull them back off and fully weld them.
Start my little jigsaw. I'm gonna have Hillbilly go and clean these up. There's little Inkster. Yeah, bud. I'm cutting on the plasma table. What are you doing? And then we'll cut out the rest of the parts. Weld this sucker in. So now I'm cutting the L's, and I need 4 of those. All right, we'll take these to Hillbilly. He'll get them all dressed up, and we'll weld them in. Should work out really nice. We've got it to plate, open, boom. I'm gonna go ahead and get this all kind of built, and then put it up on there, mark it out. I'm gonna get this all tacked up. All right, so I've got one all welded up. I'm gonna weld the other one, and then we're gonna let this sit overnight. Anyway, this is the idea. I have 3 bolts go all the way through. Give it a little bit of room so I can get bolts in it and get the cross member out. This should hold it really well. We'll let these sit, cool off overnight. We're gonna weld it on tomorrow, and this will be our cross member mount. So, it is tomorrow. We've got this all measured out where we want it. We're gonna get it tacked in. We'll make sure that the cross member will come out before we fully weld it. I just wanna make sure that it comes out and goes in. And then we'll put it in, weld it, mark our holes, drill our holes, bolt it, weld this, pick it out, build mounts, blah, blah, blah. Get it done. Check it out. Okay, so I'm just gonna make sure this goes all the way down and then all the way up. One of these days, we'll get a drill bit that can handle this mild steel. We chewed it up. So,
What attempt was that?
attempt number 3. 25th time's the charm. Now we got to make the bolts go through each other. They're in different spots. We got to upsize each hole just slightly. No big deal. Oh, that one needs drilled out still. All right, I got to get a couple more bolts, and we'll see if this thing fits. Sean said I did good. Unprovoked. I didn't even ask him to say it. Sean's just being an adult, ignoring the kid. All right, I'm gonna weld this in. I've got the cross member welded. Sean's getting the motor mounts where we need them. We're gonna pull these out, weld those solid, weld these solid, put them all back in, weld those solid, and the motor and the transmission will be mounted. This one's a snug fit. Look at that. Let's go build some stands for that.
So Sean is making some motor mounts, and Robbie has to cut a little bit off on the pieces that he made for the, I don't even know what it is, but he has to cut them off so that they fit.
Let's go see if it fits.
What are they?
These are the transmission mounts. A little bit. It's got to fine tune it in just a little bit. All right, so we've got the motor mounts in place. Sean's going to bend us up a tube that goes underneath so that we have a cross member. Now, we're eventually going to do some sort of a gusset here, but what we're going to do is once we get our strut towers in place, we'll take a bar to our strut towers. That'll kind of lock it all in. But for now, look you guys, motor mounts are in. We're just about at the point where we can cut this off. That'll settle a tiny bit. I'm going to go weld up my cross member in the other room with the TIG welder. All right, let's see. Giggle away, Sean. Ye of little faith. And we are in. For now, we're not going to put washers and lock nuts on. We're just going to nut it on. Once we do our flat bottom, that's actually going to help tie everything in because we're going to bolt it into this. We're going to be doing another cross member back there for the rear suspension of this. The lower links are going to attach to that. The upper links are going to attach to here. And this bad boy is going to do some wheeling. Right now that we got the motor mounts done, the transmission cross member done, we're cutting the braces off that held the drivetrain and we're going to put it on its own mount. And we have met our goal. Look at that. Barely even moved. Some doubt, get a bigger hammer. Grab it. Look at it. She all on her own weight. You gotta admit though, those motor mounts are pretty dope. The Barnes 4-wheel drive transmission cross member mounts are the best universal mount we've ever used. We have 3 of them already on here. And we're gonna get a lot more. We have the cross members done. That is a big feat in and of itself. This thing's basically done now. All right, Colton's here. Okay, so Colton told me that if we win this competition, he's gonna give us a pizza party.
Oh, yeah?
To help us get it. Okay. All right, you guys remember elementary school? That's what that reminded me of. Anyway, we got the motor training and transportation mounted. We have cross member built, motor mounts built. This thing is solid as can be. And we're taking pride in our work and we're doing very unnecessary fabrication. Thank you, Sean. And we're gonna finish the project because Sean's here. So, as always, we appreciate you. If you enjoyed this video, go check out this one.